Hello VC, how's everyone doing today? Pretty Green Vinyl Guy here, Edwin. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber, I really want to thank you for subscribing to me. Why you'd want to sit and listen to me, I have no idea. But anyway, it's not about me, it's about the vinyl. I've done a new purchase only a week ago, but I did score a few more albums, and I wanted to come on and do a video because I'm going to be on the road for the next 2 weeks, so I don't know if I'll get a chance to do anything. But you know what that means when you're on the road. You can always pick up some, check out some new places that you're not used to going to. Cheers, everyone. So yeah, I was hitting my local store, and there's also an antiques mall in one of the shopping centers where I live. And I was actually in there about a month ago, and there was an album I wanted to get, but he had a price a little high, and the owner wasn't there, so you can't dicker with, you know, the girl that he has working there. And anyway, I went back maybe a week later, and it was gone. And I was like, ah, crap. Anyway, on Sunday, I went back there just to see every now and again that he gets the odd cool thing. And the record was back up. He has this like little wall behind the cash register where he keeps the cool records. And it was back up there. And I was like, hey, I thought you sold that. And he's like, yeah, the guy didn't follow through with the money, so it's back up on the shelf. I was like, perfect. So I'm going to show it to you first. Why wait till the end with the grails? Anyway, this is the album. The Beatles' Greatest. This is a German release on the EMI label with my dog Max's hair all over it. And yeah, now this was a misprint, because this one has I want to hold your hand, H-O-U-L-D, on the track listing. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all, but right somewhere in there, if you can see it, you can see it. So unfortunately, it doesn't add any huge value to it, but it is kind of cool to have. Now, the reason why I hemmed and hawed about it is because the jacket's a little warped, making it not mint, and I do like it to be mint. Now, I'm going to try it again, but I actually put a towel over top of it, and I ironed it on the ironing board. And quite honestly, I took 50% of the warp out of it. And after I did that, then I had this idea to lay it flat and then put a whole bunch of heavy stuff on top of it. And that all, well, let's say both of those things together probably took about 50% of the warp out. So I'm determined I'm going to get this flat as can be. It's like I say, it's much better than what it was. And it's a shame because it's actually in good shape. There's no torn corners. And there you have it, the Beatles' Greatest. The track listing, I Want to Hold Your Hand, spelled correctly on the outer jacket. Twist and Shout, A Hard Day's Night, 8 Days a Week, I Should Have Known Better. Can't read them all upside down. Oh, Long Tall Sally, She Loves You, and Please Mr. Postman. So it's a real, you can see they're showcasing the 3 really early records on the bottom. The Beatles Beat, which I'm not familiar with. Something New. Of course, Beatles for Sale and Hard Day's Night. And inside too is I Feel Fine, Rock and Roll Music, Ticket to Ride, Please Please Me, It Won't Be Long, From Me to You, Can't Buy Me Love, and All My Lovin'. So a really nice selection of the early stuff. Recorded really well. It's a German pressing. There's the EMI Odeon label. yeah, so kind of stoked to find that. All right. These are just some general pickups. This is a band I really used to love in the 80s. They were called the Bodines. They had kind of that country rock thing that was going on there. Remember that? And this was their debut, I believe. This is produced by T-Bone Burnett. And this had some great tracks on it. She's a Runaway, Fade Away, and Misery. I used to love that song, Misery. And it's got the original inner sleeve of the band. I don't know what happened to these guys, but they probably put out about 3 records. It's just on Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Slash. And probably their biggest that they made it was they actually opened for U2 on the Joshua Tree tour. It was them and then Los Lobos. And then, of course, the mighty U2 themselves. And yeah, this was a very decent album. I was glad to kind of go down memory lane with that one. Next we have Mr. Donald Fagen from Steely Dan. This was the Nightfly, one of his solo albums. Just an iconic album cover. That like late night DJ with the smokes and the turntable and the classical microphone. Trivia question, what time did the clock say on Donald Fagen's The Nightfly? Huh? Yeah, this is a good album. You know, this isn't in great shape, but I didn't pay a lot for this. And this is on Warner Brothers as well. The vinyl's in really nice shape. But I understand there's some MoFi versions of this, and I would like to get my hands on one of them because this sonically is a great sounding album. And yeah, it was very well critically received. In fact, maybe better than some of the latter Steely Dan albums. This is Penguin Cafe Orchestra. This was a semi-blind buy. I love the front cover. I totally heard of these guys. And nothing fancy on the inside. This is on Editions. What is this? It's a Polygram affiliate label. Sorry, that's kind of really... There you go. Editions. Yeah, like I knew I'd heard of them, but I couldn't name a song. But as soon as I played it, I was like, oh wow. So this is kind of like new age. What was the big song? Telephone and Rubber Band. Google that. And yeah, kind of like new age orchestral, ambient. There's piano, organs, bongos, ukulele, violin, oboes, violins, cellos, cymbals, drums, harmonium, violin, every kind of instrument. There's, you know, the band's like quite large. And yeah, I gotta say, this was a good little pickup for something a little bit different. And another blast from the past. This was cheap, but in really nice shape, so I thought, I'm going to get it. It's a decent album. This was Shake It Up, #2, I believe. With the hit song Shake It Up. This is on the Elektra. Man, my dog's hair just goes everywhere. Yeah, this is on the Elektra label. Since You're Gone was on this. I'm Not the One. I actually really like that song. Shake It Up itself. This is, yeah, it's like a 6.5, 7 out of 10 album. Of course, Candy O was, it's hard to follow up on that, right? Such a great record, but I always remember this cover as a kid, too. And what else order are we going to go in here? So again, as you've been watching my channel, you know I've been trying to polish off The Doors collection. This is The Soft Parade. This is an 80s reprint, but it was in just too good a shape to not get. I'm assuming this is on Elektra. Yes, it is. This is, you know, not one of their better overall albums, but it does have the hit Touch Me on it, which was by far the best song on the album. Haven't really given this a proper listen. It was just more filling in a hole, but I might fire it on this afternoon and see what I think overall. But yeah, just in really, really nice shape and a really nice pressing off the Soft Parade. Okay, this is a newer album that of a more modern band that I really like. This is Death Cab for Cutie. And this is, I think, for me, my favorite album. This has Bixby Canyon Bridge, I Will Possess Your Heart. The album's called Narrow Stairs. And just a really good album all the way through. My son and I saw Death Cab for Cutie at a music festival, and they are really good live. I dig the heavy bass sound and the voice of the lead singer. This is a really good album from a modern group, and they have done other good albums. This is just the only one I've got on vinyl. I've got a bunch on digital, but I was really happy to find this. Someone had bought this, and it ended up back in the used record bin. It's a 180 gram vinyl, and yeah, I probably saved $10 or more getting it that way in perfect condition. All right, this one was a little late for St. Paddy's Day. I've been trying to get vinyl by this man for quite some time, and finally I found some on Amazon, and I ordered it. This is a guy from Ireland called Christy Moore, and this is Christy Moore live at the Point. And this is Christy Moore is a singer-songwriter, folk singer. He was in Planksy. I think he had a stint in the Dubliners at one point, and he's kind of like a Dylan of Ireland. He is very political. He's very pro-IRA, very pro-United Ireland, very anti-Catholic Church. Just, you know, got a huge following in Ireland and England. And I did see him in London one time, and he was fantastic. He's got a great stage presence. He's got a great sense of humor. And this is a live show. This came out in 2017, the vinyl. I would say the show's probably from the 90s, I would guess. I should have looked that up. I didn't. 1994. There you go. And this has most of his, I don't want to say hits, because of course he's not a hit kind of guy, but some of his biggest numbers, including a fantastic acoustic version of the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York he does here. And yeah, I mean, you may need to be into the whole, understand Ireland culture a little bit to, my goodness, you know what I did? I was having a bit of a listen the other night, and I left the records all stacked up because I was too lazy to put them away when I finished listening to them. I know, bad me. And so they sat out for like 2 days, and then the static has just thrown all the dog hair, and everything's covered. So I'm going to have to clean all of these records. So my laziness now caused me more work, right? That seems like a lesson you would teach your children. You know, if you just did the job right the first time, you wouldn't have to spend more time. So now I'm going to have to go through and clean everything. But anyway, back to Christy Moore. Just fabulous singer-songwriting. It's usually him with one or two other guys playing like mandolin and something like that. You know, traditional two guitarists and a mandolin player is usually what he kind of sits with, and just some great songs. Welcome to the Cabaret, Delirium Tremens, Black is the Color, Nancy Spain, Ride On, the Knox song. The Knox song's great. It's all about, you know, the Catholic Church building a runway in Knox so the Pope could land and see the crying Mother Mary statue. True story. You know, the country was in turmoil. There you go. July 26, 1994. Anyway, if you get a chance, if you like Irish folk music and good storytelling in the songs, I highly recommend Christy Moore. You know, no one talks about Christy Moore on the VC, and it's a shame because he is excellent. And there you go. All right, so the last two are both, I don't know which way to go. Let's just go with this one. So this is an original Queen Greatest Hits, Canadian pressing. It was still in the shrink. There's the hype sticker from the shrink. The shrink was kind of half on, but of course that's made the cover near mint. It's in beautiful shape. I think this belonged to one of those people that, you know, they used to buy a record, tape them, and then never listen to them again. There again, just in beautiful shape, dog hair and all. There's the label. So yeah, this is a Canadian pressing. A little weird about the sound quality, being a Canadian pressing, but totally fell in love with the quality. And even though I have a newer pressing, and there's the original inner sleeve, one little dent there. I would try the ironing board trick on that with the towel and get that out. But yeah, there's the original inner sleeve with the albums that the songs came from. I was looking, I have a new pressing right here. 3 more songs on this one. Over two records on the new one, as opposed to one album on this one. The added songs are, what was it? Save Me, Seven Seas of Rye. Need the Seven Seas Rye. I know I was going to get rid of this one now, and I was like, okay, I got to keep it. Save Me, Seven Seas of Rye, and Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. Those are the 3 extra songs on the newer half-speed master release. Anyway, very happy to find that. It's just in beautiful shape. And last but not least, it's sort of a grail for me. I mean, it's not an exceptionally hard record to find at all. In fact, it's not. This is Elvis Costello and the Attractions Armed Forces with the UK original cover on the back. We've all seen this before. But what got me super excited about this one is it's an original Canadian pressing with the splatter vinyl. I've never come across this. This was how it was originally released in Canada. And I'm super pumped to have this. This is in perfectly mint condition. And that's just a real nice piece to put in the collection and save. I'm a big Elvis Costello fan. Of course, I've told stories before. I'm not going to get into that. With the original inner sleeve. I'll put this back in there. Yeah, so this is original 1979 with the yellow and black vinyl. Elvis Costello, Armed Forces. Definitely one of his Holy Trinity albums. And yeah, I think I'm going to go put it on right now. Anyway, VC, thanks for joining me. Where are you? You're over here, camera one. Yeah, thanks for joining me today on a Tuesday. What a weird day to make a video. And like I say, I'm going to be hitting the road, so I am sure I will come back with some cool vinyl, some cool updates, wherever the world travels are going to take me. And yeah, keep putting up videos, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. And peace out, everyone. Cheers.